My stepmother used the Bible to shame me after I got engaged.
Religion and shame go hand in hand.
Hand in hand. By the way, this comes from the r/OKstorytime subreddit.
No way! Okay, Storytime original!
This is one of our very own, so we gotta be on our A game today. We gotta be on our A game, and trigger warning, homophobia in the story. So, good day, y'all. Hey, I'm Kyle, 25 male, and I've been married to my amazing husband, Jeff, 27, for 2 months now. We live somewhere here in California. This story took place a year and a half ago at a family reunion, which also doubled as a wedding anniversary celebration for one of my uncles. It was at this event I announced my engagement to my longtime boyfriend. Cute, right?
Cute.
As long as you get I thought we were venturing into engaged at the wedding territory, but seems like everyone was on board. Yeah. By the way, this comes from Kindly Principal 337, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit, like OP did. Now, my family is proudly Catholic, yet they have been accepting of my identity as attracted to the same gender man. My parents divorced 5 years ago, and my father remarried 2 years later. He's met Jeff multiple times and has treated him well, as he should. He even refers to Jeff as his son-in-law, and they often bond over golf, NBA games, and other activities that I don't usually share with my father, being a more feminine attracted to the same gender man. My father has 3 other sons, all married, and I'm the youngest. We weren't close growing up as he was in the army and missed a lot of our childhood. He's been trying to make up for that in the recent years. My mother, who passed away a year ago, always supported me and asked before she passed away that I let my father walk me down the aisle one day. Oh,
that's adorable.
My heart.
Oh, my heart cracked.
Now, my brothers, ages 30, 32, and 35, are also in the military. Man, military family over here.
Mm-hmm.
1 in the Navy, 2 in the Army. They've always supported me and called me Little Princess. Oh, if that's how you feel supported, hopefully lovingly.
I guess it's okay.
Oh, man. When I came out to them in high school, they embraced me wholeheartedly, often joking that I was their long-lost princess trapped in a male body. I guess that's cute. They defended me from bullies and never made me feel less than. We like that. We love that.
W.
In May of last year, Jeff proposed to me. He asked for my father's blessing first and then proposed at our house with a cake that read, "Will you marry me?" Our shared memories played on the TV, graduation, trips, family reunions, and both our parents witnessed the proposal. And I said yes.
Oh,
cute.
Freaking cute.
Pure unadulterated cuteness.
We love on this show, y'all. We love love.
I asked my father not to tell my brothers right away because I wanted to share the news with them personally. At the time, my third brother was stationed abroad and we didn't know when he'd be back. So in July, during the family reunion at my uncle's house, the mood was casual. My uncles teased Jeff and me, and while not everyone was thrilled that I'm attracted to the same gender, like Uncle Ben, a veteran who frequently says I'd be better off straight, oof, I felt supported overall.
All right.
Good gravy, Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben often says, maybe it's a blessing you're attracted to the same gender since our bloodline never had a girl. When the sexism cancels out the homophobia?
Win.
Are we winning? It's true. No female cousins. One cousin once replied, "At least we have a princess," to which another joked, "Our princess should wear a dress." Most of it was lighthearted teasing, and I didn't take offense. My aunt said little about my identity, though one often muttered things like, "I'm lucky none of my sons are defective." Oh,
man. That's a little yucky.
That's super yucky.
That's a little yucky. I also wonder if, all the family, the close family is saying the princess stuff in like good spirit, and then the extended family is saying the princess stuff in bad.
Yes, because I think it could obviously get dicey, but it seems like OP feels fully supported and, has the brothers always defended him from bullies and embraced him and everything. But yeah, it's like once someone else, it's like, hey, you're an outsider. You don't get to use
you don't get to do that.
This is our language because we're close like that.
This is our thing.
Dinner came and I knew it was time to announce the engagement. Nervous but encouraged by my father raising his beer, I stood up and said, "I'm getting married." A beautiful moment, right?
A beautiful moment that will not be ruined by any daft uncles in the crowd.
Nothing bad is going to happen.
Nothing bad.
Except for Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben, no.
Uncle Ben,
no.
we thought you were cool.
We thought you were all about, with great power becomes great responsibility.
Where's that sage wisdom?
Maybe that's the quote we're going to get from Uncle Ben.
Maybe that's what we're going to hear.
But let's see. What does Uncle Ben have to say?
Oh, something different. Uncle Ben quipped, "Oh, you found a girl?" My cousin quickly chimed in, "He's the girl," referring to me as the bride.
Is that in good? Is that like okay? That he's the girl?
I cannot imagine. Also, I think this is the cousin, not the. Remember, the brothers are the one that had the princess nickname, right? This is. I'm sorry. I just cannot imagine. I cannot imagine. I have to feel like OP's like.
I wonder how OP feels about it. I feel like probably not great about Uncle Ben, but I know like OP has been okay with the princess talk beforehand.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how this sits with OP.
Yeah, well, let's see. So my cousin's wife congratulated us warmly, while Aunt Karen muttered, "So you'll never get fixed." Her kids shut that down with cheers.
That's great. Okay, at least there was people on OP's side.
Goodness gracious. Jeff was prepared for some negativity as long as my father and brother stood by us. But this drama centers on my stepmother's reactions, not the extended family's comments. My sister-in-law called her husband, the deployed brother, to tell him the news. Later, when we were in the living room playing games and the kids were asleep, my stepmother entered the room and declared, "Marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure, for God will judge the adulterer and all the spicy related immorality."
Is that a quote?
I get probably.
I think she just freestyled that,
dude.
Just homophobia off the dome, dude.
Wow, dude,
Man.
She's got that crap on lock.
Didn't even need to write it down. She just went for it.
Please don't write that down.
Don't write it down, please. Unfortunately, it had to be just to share the story on OK Storytime.
Yeah.
The room went silent. My cousins asked what she meant. Jeff asked what was that for, clearly offended. My cousin's wife identified the verse, Hebrews 13:4. My stepmother continued, claiming being attracted to the same gender is a sin and that I'd burn if I married Jeff in a church. Jeff calmly replied, calling her out by name, "Seems like you're quoting at the wrong time." I had no disagreement. She continued quoting verses, including "Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church," and eventually said, "Man must not lie with man." I could feel Jeff's discomfort, and I froze, unsure of what my father would think if I spoke out against his wife. But when she opened her mouth again, I lost my temper. I threw my adult soda at her and said, "May the holy water shower you with blessings."
That's pretty funny.
Okay, we don't condone
That's pretty funny.
throwing things.
No, we don't. We don't. That is the most hilarious.
Throwing a little, just some adult beverage, a little spritz,
a little sprinkle.
It's funny.
That's
it's
pretty
funny. Cannot lie. She screamed, called my father, and declared, "This is what happens when you're attracted to the same gender. No respect or upbringing. Where's your respect?"
You're literally yelling just terrible things at what should be a happy moment.
What happened to love thy neighbor, or maybe love thy son-in-law? One would think you would want to maybe be nice to them.
Let's get rid of all that stuff.
Yeah,
those lines don't matter. The love of your neighbor stuff.
Yeah, that's not the quote I'm trying to read this quote.
I'm trying to read this quote over here.
Stupid. I snapped back, telling her that she didn't raise me, asking if she even counted as family, and remarking, "You can't even bear a child." Jeff and I left.
Damn.
Yeah, that was an exchange right there.
Digging deep.
Boy, oh boy. Later, I got text and a voicemail from my cousins. My sister-in-law said my father and stepmother fought after we left, hopefully father defending OP and his fiance. One brother called to check on me. Uncle Ben texted, "She's not wrong, but she's wrong at the same time." Uncle Ben, you need to stop chiming in.
Uncle Ben it just says the most unhelpful things.
You know what I think?
At the most unhelpful moments.
I think, like you said earlier, he sees the brothers razzing and he thinks he's like in that same pocket of like, "Oh yeah, I razz you, but like I'm like still like on your side," when it's like, "No, Uncle Ben, you're no."
Yeah, Uncle. I feel like Uncle Ben is very bigoted, but trying to like be on OP's side.
Yes, and thinking he's like kind of in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if Uncle Ben's quite in.
Let me read the full text. So this is the full text Uncle Ben sent. She's not wrong, but she's wrong at the same time. The princess is standing up for himself. Let me talk to your dad about his second divorce. That made us laugh. Another uncle warned us to drive safely.
Okay, maybe Uncle Ben is okay.
Maybe he isn't.
So I'm a little confused by this familial dynamic.
Yeah,
honestly.
this is.
It's like, wait, is that okay or is that not okay?
Yeah.
I'm
unsure.
like we're bouncing back and forth.
I'm unsure. My brothers texted Jeff instead of me, asking where we were. Before our wedding, my father asked if I'd try to reconcile with my stepmother. I agreed and met her at a cafe. She started the conversation with, "You're ruining my marriage."
I think you're doing that yourself, buddy.
Yeah, and also you're ruining my marriage because you suck. What are you doing? She told me to cancel the wedding and marry a woman if I wanted to be a part of their family.
I mean, no.
You did.
I don't want to. How about no?
How about you respect me and my soon-to-be husband if you want to be a part of my family? Like,
do the reverse Uno on them.
Like, this is my dad, my cousin. You are a stepmom, and I'm reading in between the lines. I think like married when OP was an adult. Like she didn't raise him.
Yeah, married in.
Holy moly! After that, I texted everyone, brothers, father, Jeff, his parents, and our wedding organizer, saying she was not welcome at the wedding or rehearsal dinners.
Fire.
Yes, absolutely. She's gonna say this shit during the wedding. Are you kidding me? She's gonna ruin the whole thing.
Yeah.
I called my eldest brother almost in tears and told him everything. He spread the word to my family, and my father was furious. At the wedding, my father proudly walked me down the aisle. A week later, we attended a church service together with my husband and immediate family, stepmom included. She claimed she was walking on eggshells.
Well, when you're trampling like a unsheathed rhinoceros, and you're probably going to realize that you're bumping into things and breaking stuff, but it's because you're actually rampaging, not because there's eggshells everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, it felt more like she was burning in the holiness of the church. I joked I was surprised I wasn't burning myself. That's good. I said, hey, I guess we're still good.
I think we're good. We're still cooking.
Oh, my God. My brother asked if I felt hot. Jeff replied, he is.
Oh.
You know, I love their
banter. Their banter's pretty good.
Their banter's phenomenal.
Their banter's on point.
Got to give it to him. Really love that. 2 months into our marriage, our father and Jeff's parents bought us a house as a surprise. Oh,
W surprise.
Dude,
oh my God.
W. I love this.
Oh my God.
My stepmother ruined the surprise by texting me not to accept it because it was near a church.
Dude, but all right. Just by her own logic, wouldn't him being near a church be better because maybe he would be infected with the Lord's holy graces?
I mean,
or do you believe he's more powerful than the church?
Dude. Yeah, come on. See, I thought God was powerful, man.
I thought God was all powerful.
Oh, even Jeff didn't know about that one. I asked my brothers about it, and they told me the gift was from their combined savings and my father's personal funds. Oh, also, just really quick, if I am in father's shoes and my wife, who's not the mother of my child, who I married later in life, keeps saying these things about my son, I don't know if I can continue this relationship. She keeps doing it. She's clearly not changing herself or accepting him or anything.
I mean, if I was the father, I would be like, wait, that's my son. Like,
right?
You can't be talking like that.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think, Sophia?
I agree. I would not want to be in a relationship with someone who did not support my family members, especially like a child.
Yeah.
Not that he's a child, but like my hypothetical child.
Indeed. Your hypothetical adult child as the father of the family.
In my hypothetical fatherhood.
Indeed.
Of my hypothetical adult child with my hypothetical homophobic wife.
There's an improv character for you.
There we go.
Lot to work with.
Hypothetical.
A lot of meat there. Hypothetical. My eldest brother asked me to act surprised when the house was revealed. I joked I might be an a-hole for knowing in advance. My second brother said, I didn't fight in a war for my princess to rent an apartment. Dang it, I love him.
I love him.
Dang it.
That's so good.
His wife laughed in the background. Oh, and this little princess, he's meeting his stepmom again this weekend. Stay tuned. I'm betting Jeff's third leg. She won't have anything nice to say about my marriage.
Jeff's third leg.
Dude.
Dang. Jeff be packing.
Listen, if I have to guess out here, Jeff's got a hog.
Jeff's got a hog.
You know, I think they're happy honeymooners. I think I think that's what's going on here. Dude, we have an update.
Oh.
W family, absolute W's. Well, I guess some of the extended family.
Half the family's a
All
W.
the close family.
Yeah,
the close family is fire. Stepmom sucks. Question, do we go to dad and be like, yo, not that I'm like trying to like control your marriage or tell you to divorce or like anything like that, but like, yo, your wife is bugging out.
Your wife is whack.
I feel like I would at a point just be like,
yeah, I mean, I think it's
you know,
been so out of sorts, and it feels like actively trying to damage any relationship that OP can have. So yeah, I think I would bring something up.
Yeah, I at this point, I think I probably would sit down and talk to Daddy-O.
Daddy.
And this is Ugg says, no baby carrot Jeff. Shout out to the story from a few episodes ago.
Oh, baby carrot.
All right. Well, we got an update, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, y'all, and happy Mother's Day. Maybe recent. Well, except to a certain someone. Hey, it's not stepmother's day, all right?
No. Only mothers.
That's right. This all goes back almost 2 years, but I feel like the drama never ends. I'm writing this late because me and my Jeff just got home. Sorry I couldn't figure out how to copy and paste the link here. But here's the updated, y'all. When I announced my engagement to my now husband at our family reunion, my stepmother decided it was the perfect moment to read us a Bible verse. You can guess the type. It was clear she was disapproving of our relationship. Fast forward, we didn't invite her to said wedding. That was a mutual decision between me, my family, and Jeff's family. Since then, we have tried to stay civil. Jeff and I agreed at first, try kindness. But now, she's overstepping again.
Now it's war.
And for the record, yes, I am keeping my husband's third leg. Boom.
Stand on that third leg.
Yep.
Stand on that third leg. Tripod on that thing.
It's very strong from what I'm guessing. It's very sturdy. Just this week, she texted me out of nowhere, telling me not to accept the house that my father and brothers had secretly been preparing for me as a surprise gift for me and Jeff. The family bought OP and his husband the house as a gift.
House.
Amazing. Absolutely love it. Apparently, she found out and tried to sabotage it. I later confirmed with my brothers that this house is something that they and my father have been working on for over a year, and even Jeff's family chipped into it. It was never meant to be a contest between families, just a gesture of love, but clearly someone can't handle that. And that someone is named Stepmom.
Stepmom, stop it.
Stop doing that. To add insult to injury, my stepmother claimed my father was just using their joint account to fund the house. She showed me no proof. Then she questioned whether I'm even my father's son.
How is this not grounds for the dad being like, all right, this girl too crazy. Get out. She's literally accusing the dad of stealing money from their joint account, right?
And having an affair baby. Cheating and having an affair baby just now.
Yeah, come on.
And being insanely homophobic to his son.
Like, is there not a limit?
Where's the line?
I feel like we've crossed the line so many times, and I do like that the dad is being supportive of OP, but not supportive enough. Like at a certain point, you can't just apologize for someone that you're associated with. At a certain point, you have to separate from that person that you're associated with.
Yeah, and especially when you're married to him.
Especially when you're married.
That's a cosign right there. Then she questioned whether I'm my father's son, hinted that my sister-in-law might be cheating because she's pregnant with a girl. Our bloodline doesn't produce daughters. What? Who is this woman?
Stepmom.
And said there's no way a attracted to the same gender child like me could be related to her husband.
He's too straight for you.
Oh boy. Strike 3? Question mark. She implied I might turn my young nephews attracted to the same gender by being around them as if queerness is something contagious. My goodness. For the record, I am a feminine attracted to the same gender man. Yes, but I dress appropriately around kids. My brothers support me fully and have taught their kids that love and identity aren't something to be ashamed of. Dude, Veterans teaching their kids
I love that.
that love and identity isn't something to be ashamed of. I'm here for it. Anyways, after that awful talk, I told Jeff everything. My father later called and asked if I fought with his wife again. Apparently, she told him I said she's not allowed around my nephews. I never said that. She's spinning stories to manipulate the situation, and I'm done playing nice about it. Later, I called my eldest brother. She's currently on military leave, and he told me that even if I wanted to decline the house, it's already a group gift.
Why would you decline the house, though?
Yeah, this is...
Wait, what? I'm confused.
Meaning, like, even if he did...
Even if you wanted to decline it, you couldn't.
Like, nope, we're giving you this house, and we love you, and we're going to do whatever we can to support you. Sorry, buddy. We love you, and you're going to get this love.
Yep.
No ifs, ands, or buts. Jeff's parents, my sister-in-laws, everyone is involved, and honestly, it means something to them. Yeah, I mean, that's like... It's like, hey, this is
a part of us.
Yeah, I won't let her ruin that. This woman has been undermining me since day one. My uncles and father raised us with strong family bonds, even while deployed. My brothers and I have maintained those values. We support each other, our partners, and our kids. We show up. We were raised by 3 wonderful moms and 3 great dads. Yes, our big extended family and the community we've built is beautiful. Again, that's the aunts, uncles, and cousins there. Not what is it again? Polycule.
Polycule.
Not a polycule. Just for the record. So no, I'm not giving up the house. I'm not letting someone who clearly dislikes me dictate my worth or my family's love.
Hell yeah.
Stand on business. By the way, if you want to build up your self-love and self-worth, well, I've got a great solution for you.
What's that solution, Johnny Bahami?
Go to Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, and search OK Storytime. You've got 2,000 episodes of good advice given goothily to feel good and grow as a person. It's pretty great.
We love that. We love it.
But we also have the end of the story.
Oh,
boy.
I just want the dad to like step up. That's what I want. I love that everyone else is, and I love the dad is doing something, but not enough. I want stepmom to be kind of cut out the family.
We need more. We need more going on over here. So, Uncle Ben, yes, I have an Uncle Ben, even suggested to Dad that maybe it's time for another divorce.
That is what I've been saying.
You know what? Uncle Ben might have come around the corner.
Uncle Ben came around. I like Uncle Ben.
He's grown on me, man.
Uncle Ben, what a guy.
With great uncle powers comes great uncle responsibilities.
Yep.
Not out of hate. He wasn't suggesting a divorce out of hate, but out of concern. He says we don't owe her anything and we shouldn't bend to someone who can't accept us. Very true. To everyone out there who's ever had to stand up to a toxic step-parent, relative, or well-meaning closet guard in the family, you're not alone. Family should be built on love, not control or shame. Amen, brother. Thanks for reading. We'll figure things out. Definitely not my last update, but apparently, if ever my father decided to divorce the saint, I might write again. But this is all for now. Thank you. And guys, again, this is one of our very own. Kyle. From the
Shout out Kyle.
Is in the r/OK Storytime subreddit. This is one of our very own.
So give some love to Kyle in the subreddit.
Give some love to Kyle in the subreddit,
Give some advice.
Would love the update. Please send that through. Give a little, recap of what happened and then dive into it. What happened next? We would love to hear it.
But if there's one thing that we can do in this story, cut out stepmom.
Cut
stepmom. Her out.
You don't deserve. I feel like OP is very. So understanding and forgiving that is like, okay, let not, I don't want to say let things slide, but was so kind to maybe to the point of his own detriment. He doesn't deserve that.
No, he does not.
Yeah.
Also, does TLDR bot work? Is that?
I keep trying it. But...
Womp womp. That's where that story ends. But now where the episode ends, we got one or two more.
At least one more
story for you. Yeah. My sister demands my furniture as a thank you for letting me live with them.
Sit down, but not on Opie's furniture.
28 months ago, I moved into my sister and brother-in-law's house. I was leaving a highly harmful marriage that had turned life-threateningly physical. Oof. I was leaving a hospital stay and needed somewhere to go pronto. Out of desperation, I moved in with them. I say out of desperation because in any other situation, I would have chosen living in my car. They are so awful. By the way, this comes from Sufficient Spite. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKstorytime subreddit. So anyway, while I was still in the hospital, we hashed out a bit of the details, which included the following. 1 bedroom to use, a shared bathroom with the kids. I furnish said bedroom and pay for my own toiletries, food, etc., and pay $1,400 rent each month. Pay half the utilities, roughly $500 a month. Street parking, not great, I know. I will reiterate, I was desperate, and I agreed to move in. I had half a house's worth of things, which included my bed, couch, dining room table, and I furnished my bedroom. I paid for movers. I bought toiletries and food for myself. I was told I could use the fridge in the garage for all my perishable food. The first month there, they added a few new things to my contract. So already OP's paying like close to $2,000 a month.
I'm just curious, and maybe we'll get full context later. I'm curious why we're not deploying this $2,000 in rent somewhere else.
Yeah,
because that is
money.
A good chunk of money to be able to rent something, even in like a big city.
Maybe their credit isn't good. That could be it, something like that. But
maybe.
The first month in this new place with terms that are already fit like a lot.
Yes.
They added a few new things to my contract. Watch the kids twice a month.
Okay.
Make dinner twice a week.
Huh?
No friends allowed over.
Oh my God.
Ever. An 8 p.m. curfew. I was 30 years old. I was not a teenager or child. I disagreed with the last 2 stipulations, but was told to pack my things and get out when I said no. So I wound up sticking to them as best I could. I work in the medical field and have 24-hour shifts sometimes, and also frequently work overtime. However, I'm usually scheduled 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. 5 days a week, so I don't have to cover a shift or have mandatory overtime. Also, within the first month of living there, I found that although I was invited by them to move in, I wasn't actually welcome. Which is kind of what we're seeing in this contract, Yeah. Like this contract is, even the first contract was a lot for someone that, supposedly our family.
Yes.
But then to add all of these like cooking and
taking care of the I'm sorry, no landlord in their right mind is like, okay, so on this line item, you'll see how many times you need to babysit my toddler.
Maybe give me $500 off rent, and then maybe I'll do it.
Maybe that, but it's like Opie's already paying a lot.
Yeah, no, this is a little ridiculous.
A lot.
Well, although I was invited by them to move in, I wasn't actually welcome. My brother-in-law is kind of a whiny little kid and would go to my sister and complain about things that I did not, and complain about things I did that he didn't like. Nothing serious, mostly things like washing the dishes too loudly, parking too close to the grass. My sister would come and lecture me about being a good guest. A few other things I want to state because I need to vent so badly. My sister is a stay-at-home mom. They have 3 kids and 1 on the way. Her kids are in daycare from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day of the week since they were 3 months old. My brother-in-law takes them in on his way into work and picks them up after he has to come home and has relaxed for a while. They usually come home, eat dinner, take a bath, and go to bed.
So she's not a stay-at-home mom. She just stays at home.
Yeah.
No, exactly. She stays at home.
She's a stay-at-home. She's
not
delegating.
With the kids.
She's delegating.
Yeah, she's
delegating. You know?
Outsourcing her entire parenting.
On Saturdays, twice a month, I watch them all day while they are out doing random errands. The other 2 Saturdays, their paternal grandparents watch them as my parents live a state away. Sunday is the only day they actually watch them.
Dude, and they're still trying to get OP to watch them when OP's already paying $2,000.
They have completely just shucked their kids away.
Dude.
Crazy.
Why have kids?
I'm not saying stay-at-home parents are useless or anything, but if you aren't doing anything all day but browsing Amazon, Facebook, and Instagram while someone else cares for your children, don't call yourself a stay-at-home parent.
Yep.
She does clean, make breakfast, and give them baths, but that is it. They both claim they have financial issues, but eat out almost every meal.
She serves the same function as a Wii Spa. She cleans.
Oh, she's just
gives them
yeah,
baths.
yeah. She runs a spa for her children for 2 hours.
Yeah.
But way less than We Spa. We Spa is 24 hours.
Oh no, she's a strict 1 hour limit.
Yeah, 1 hour limit.
She's a 1 hour We Spa.
Yeah. Usually the 2 dinners I make weekly are the only homemade meals, as breakfast is usually something frozen, tossed in the toaster. They eat out way more than people with financial issues should. They have 4 vehicles, 2 minivans, an SUV, and a sports car exclusively for my brother-in-law. They have a 3-car garage and a huge driveway. But I'm not allowed to park in the driveway. I have to park on the street, a foot from the curb, away from the driveway, mailbox, storm drain, and flower beds. I park almost in front of their neighbor's house. I'm sorry. I'm getting off track.
I don't blame you. I would be.
Dude, I would be pissed.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Worst setup ever.
Anyway, about a year ago, my sister and brother-in-law came to me and asked if they could use my dining room table because theirs was gouged and had to be repaired. I agreed. Better than it just sitting in a storage unit, I thought. While we were getting the table, they saw my couch and asked if they could use that in their living room because it was bigger. I agreed as well. I see you. Put I see you in the chat if you know where this is going.
Here we go.
And as frustrating as it was living with these clowns, I wasn't rushing to leave. I was saving up money, paying off student loans, and getting my divorce finalized. Well, in August of 2019, everything blew up. I first learned that their mortgage payment was $2,100 a month.
OP is paying their mortgage. Honeybee85 says she doesn't have kids. She has Tamagotchis.
That's so funny.
That's amazing.
That's so funny. I was told I was paying half the mortgage. When I confronted them about this, I was somehow blamed for the expenses they have for the kids. They attempted to guilt trip me into continuing to pay $1,400 for a single room. I told them I agreed to half, so I would pay half next month. They threw a fit and said they needed me to pay $1,400. Otherwise, they would lose the house. I wrote them a check the following month for $1,050. I also asked to see the utility bills before I paid. They became angry and refused. Yeah, they're definitely $500 for utilities seems like a lot.
That's crazy.
They said I would steal their information and take advantage of them. I feel like someone else is taking advantage of someone else.
Yep.
I pointed out that in our relationship, they're the only ones known for taking advantage of the other. They are very reluctant to show me the utility bills for the previous month. I paid for all of them, even though I was told I was only paying half. I was told they were billed monthly for trash and water when they were actually billed bi-monthly. After all of this, I began looking for a new place and realized that I could afford a house of my own. I worked with a realtor and found a nice 3-bed, 2-bath in a great neighborhood closer to my work. I closed on the house the second week of December and moved in a couple of weeks. I just don't understand how OP didn't see that solution earlier.
Yeah, I don't want to hate, and we haven't gotten the reason yet, but I'm like, why would we, like, 3-bed, OP now has 3 bedrooms to themselves, closer to work. It's
and it's not like, $1,400 is a decent deal, but it's not like amazing. It's like maybe a good deal for somewhere like Santa Monica.
Yeah.
But for, like other places, like.
Yeah. I know people who rent whole houses for $2,000.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I feel like you could easily like find something that would work. But I told my sister and brother-in-law when I made an offer, and then again when I closed, that I was moving out, and they've asked me to leave my bed, dining room table, and couch for them. I told them no, but they are insisting that I should do it as a thank you. I mentioned the fact that they have been taking money from me left and right, and that not taking them to court was my thank you. But they are still insisting. They are also expecting me to still watch their kids twice a month. Crazy.
Dude.
I love my niece and nephews to death, despite their parents basically ditching them every day. They're very sweet, playful, and smart kids, but I want to stay far away from their parents as possible for a good long while. Well, I'm off to work today visiting my friend, and I got a text from my sister asking if I was going to pay rent for February. I told her I would be gone by then, so absolutely not.
Good.
She asked again if I would leave my furniture. I said no. And she told me they had sold their couch and table and didn't have the money to buy new ones. Then
Sell one of your 5,000 cars.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Then I saw a post on Facebook from a day ago where my sister announced they were going to Disney World for the second time in 6 months.
Disney World is so expensive.
So expensive.
Oh, these people give me a migraine.
In the comments of this post, get this. This is crazy.
Here we go.
She jokes to a friend who asked how they can afford this all. And she said, all she needs is a stupid roommate with money to burn. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Wow.
I want to sue you now.
Wow.
That
Oh.
is crazy.
Then when the same friend asks if I'm her sister, she says she's very slow. She has no idea how much things cost. She'll pay anything. I screenshotted this, sent it to her. It says she's read the text, but she hasn't responded. However, she's posted a cryptic update a few minutes later that says, everyone who knows me knows that family is very important to me. I bend over backwards to make their life more enriched and easier. I basically gave them their success. I pulled them away from death, jumped in front of bullets for them, and shielded them from the harsh real world, and they show no gratitude. Don't let people into your life who are just going to use you and throw your failures in your face. It's unfortunate that some of these people are blood. After years of caring for you and placing you on a pedestal, I'm done. You broke me. Cry me a river. Cry me a freaking river.
Like,
what is this cryptic thing? Like where she's the victim for making fun of OP.
it's like that because that message was coming from the sister. Yeah. So it's like it's just a classic case of like they're trying to, as soon as they can't manipulate and like get all these things from you, they're gonna try to they're gonna create some story to become a victim and blah 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 blah.
I need advice on how to handle this because I am very emotional right now. I would love to do a giant expose on them and tag all their friends and family, showing how fake and greedy they are as they both make themselves look extremely different on their social media profiles. But I know I need to be an adult. Is there any way I can destroy them without being petty and childish? Also, to state for reference, they ate my food regularly and shopped my groceries like it was theirs. They also used my toiletries and took things like my pillows and blankets from my room. Also, I rode with them to a movie one single time, a 10-minute drive from their house, and they wanted me to pay for a tank of gas as well as snacks for them and their kids to the movies. I paid for my own ticket. They insisted I ride with them. They also asked for my tax return last year. I never got a clear answer why. It was hardly anything, but they asked for it. I didn't give it to them. Also, I received no assistance from them besides them allowing me to stay at the house, literally nothing else. By the way, if you want assistance from us, you should listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. There's another relevant update. But man, are these people taking advantage of OP?
To the billionth degree.
Yeah.
And I'm glad at least OP's out of it and like...
Or getting out of it. I don't know.
Getting
it feels like there's still drama there. But at least, getting out of the house.
Yes. That's important. That's important.
Should OP do anything with all this stuff?
I
Like,
mean...
OP try to like sue or something?
You know, big picture, the best revenge is just like living a happy life and enjoying your 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, close to your shorter commute and like all of these things, having friends over, I would go crazy on all of the rules they said you couldn't do.
Agreed.
I mean, honestly, especially depending on the financial situation, on one hand, I'm tempted to just be like, just drop it and move on with your life. On the other hand, I'm like, how much money was this to OP? It seems like if the tax return wasn't that much,
then that's probably
maybe
a lot.
Really meaningful.
That's a lot,
and
thousands of dollars potentially.
Yeah. So, and also it would kind of like be a twofer of like, one, getting back thousands of dollars, which you would, need, and two, kind of like showing them like, hey,
they can't get away with
this. You can't like get, because they're gonna keep doing that to other people too. So maybe look into it, see what that process will look like.
Well, we got a little bit more. So edits regarding the furniture. What if I buy a brand new couch and table for them? Our thinking is this: it will solve the furniture problem and make me look like a saint. This coming Sunday, they're going to an event at the Recplex. I'll have the couch and table moved out and the new ones moved in. I'll take pictures of them and post them on Facebook, tagging my sister and brother-in-law, and post something like this. Thank you for letting me stay at your house. Now let me help you as you help me. I know you're struggling financially, so I bought you a new table and couch to replace my table and couch when I take them with me. I hope this table and couch fully reflect how grateful I am that you allowed me to stay in your home while I recuperated, or something like that. Forgive me, I am not a writer. Thoughts?
So wait, he's buying them a new?
What? I don't get that. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't think and also like it feels like maybe there's like some like, petty revenge or something there. I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, I think probably the best thing is just move on and get out.
Yeah.
In always living like contact and everything as soon as possible. They're just leeching.
Yeah, I don't think it's
leeching.
worth it. And I don't know. I don't know about this plan to get stuff. But that's where that story ends.
That is true. My mother-in-law snuck inside our home and then called the authorities on us.
Oh, she's a burglar.
Who's calling the cops on you? Wow. Hello. So I will try to make this as short as possible. I'm a bit confused as to how I should continue this relationship. First of all, I'm male. Good to know.
Nice. Big.
My wife is 50-50 split between having her head deep up her mother's butt and not wanting to have anything to do with her. It's complicated. By the way, this comes from Deleted, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So my relationship with my mother-in-law was always awkward. She didn't want her precious daughter to leave home and build her own family, so she's always trying to shackle my wife as close to her as possible and used every possible trick up her sleeve to achieve exactly that.
Yeah, she sounds manipulative.
Oh yes, we've got our usual host of characters here, from fake illnesses to emotional stirrups to last second unnoticed vacations. We had to come on. That's the whole gang's here.
We love that gang.
All of our manipulation friends.
Yeah, I know. It's like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
But of manipulation.
Oh God. Fake illness, surprise vacation. And my wife until now had never grasped that what her mother was doing was wrong. So around 6 months ago, mother-in-law and father-in-law bought a new house, a smaller one, as they didn't need all that space at their old home. At first, I personally wasn't interested in that house, but somehow my mother-in-law convinced my wife to convince me to buy the house from them so we could buy cheap and live with one less worry. So I guess it was like buying the mother-in-law's house, but also at a deal. But I'm guessing ultimately not the best option, but maybe a cheaper house.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
We'll see. I was completely against the purchase of the house. Okay, so probably not that great. It was incredibly close to their new home, 30 minutes walking distance, and the amount they asked for, $450,000, was not justified for the state that the house was in. Long story short, my wife got extremely upset with me for not wanting the house, and I just gave up and said yes.
That is okay. I mean, a house is such a huge purchase. You should not just give in. That should be a heck yes from both people.
Yeah, dude. Whew, my goodness. So yay, we own a house now.
Oh, God.
I can feel the enthusiasm from the page.
Excitement is dripping from this post.
For context, we got the keys, documents, and everything is on paper. Nothing is in their name anymore. It's all us now, okay? And for the past few months of us moving in, renovating a bit here and there, all seemed well. They never came to visit. We always visited them, and the house was fine after some work. Still a lot to fix, though. But I noticed a few things. Whenever we were gone for more than 8+ hours or a few days and then returned home, it seemed like someone had been inside.
Uh-oh, little gremlins running about. We got a little,
ICU.
Yeah, ICU.
ICU in the chat.
It's such a big ICU.
This is my house. I raised the kids in this house. I raised you in this house.
Ugh.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I don't care if you paid $400,000 for it.
Yeah. I paid
mine.
$500,000, Mom. So get out of my house.
No, blood, sweat,
get off
tears,
my lawn.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I raised you, and that's worth $1 million. So, yeah.
You owe me.
Yeah. Yeah, give me another $500,000. Give it to me now. I could have sworn that some of my stuff was moved. A few times it smelled like gas, as if someone had left something running in the kitchen, and the sink in one of the bathrooms was wet, even though I wipe it dry after using it. Okay. Weird flex, but okay. Even my wife found it odd, and after the gas incident, she was alarmed. Of course. So I figured mother-in-law probably had a key still in her possession that we didn't know about and was snooping around. I bought 2 cheap cameras and installed them so I could see the entrance. That's very smart. In the living room, as those 2 areas are connected.
I can't wait for this person to be caught. I can't wait.
I need to see it. So delicious. As someone suggested on here, I also changed out the locks by buying completely new secure doors and having them replaced, as well as adding new window security since all of those were old.
Okay.
2 days after everything was changed, I got a text from mother-in-law saying that I was an evil person trying to destroy everything she loves.
What? Keeping random strangers, random strange people, random strange family out of my house is a bad idea?
You destroy with your cameras and your fancy locks. How dare you have privacy in the home you paid $500,000 for? How dare you? And that she wants the house back from us because she isn't tolerating how we're treating her old property. Yeah, just give it back.
I'm locking it.
Just give it back.
That's allowed.
Nope.
And let me keep the $500K.
Give it back to me right now. It's mine. What are you doing?
Ridiculous.
You're disrespecting me.
You're disrespecting my domain.
Well, back to the story. I asked her where this was coming from all of a sudden, and her answer was, "You're destroying our old home. The door was a precious memento, and you shouldn't have changed it without asking me first."
The door, really?
It's a lock, and he paid you $500,000 for it. My God. I told her that the house was no longer hers, and we could do whatever we wanted.
Boom, boom,
That's
boom, boom.
it. Point blank, period. I didn't hear back from her until now. She now wants her house back because apparently we're not fit to be homeowners. She's offering to give us back $430,000 out of the $450,000 since they already spent $20,000 and wants everything back. I told her to eat grass.
Yep.
And that the home is now ours.
Yep. There we go.
OP was like strong-armed into buying the stupid thing in the first place.
Yeah, and now you want to take a loss for $20,000? No,
and they've been renovating it and like
they've been putting money in.
Oh,
it doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely not. I already had the police at my door. All right, so now
wait, mom called the police?
Yes. So here's what happened. Right,
my God.
quick TLDR just to clear it up. Right, OP's mother-in-law is just kind of sucks. Her mother-in-law and the daughter, OP's wife, strong-armed him into buying their old house for $450,000. He changes the locks, gets security cameras. She's freaking out, saying, "Oh, you need to let me in. You need to stop changing the house." Now, not only have the police been called on OP for his, atrocities, for his crimes, they are now at his doorstep, presumably, potentially ready to arrest.
I hate this. I hate for buying a home and living it for changing the locks.
Yeah, for changing the locks on the home I legally own. Arrest me.
I hate that people can just call the police on you.
Right?
Like you could just do that.
Where's the checks and balances?
Due process?
Oh my God. Okay, so. Can you imagine what it looked like for me to explain that this house was legally mine? They effing laughed. Thank God.
Ugh.
And the worst part, my wife says to just put the old door back in. The wife is still siding with the mom.
How are you rocking with mama after all this?
Honestly?
But maybe like the wife is like, hey, like it's not worth all of the craziness. We can just change the locks, but have this old memento door just to make mom happy.
Maybe, but I'm like, it's
what is it? Yeah, there's a point where you got to say no.
Yeah, you got to be like, yo, mom, if you don't stop going bananas, I'm going to have to put you in timeout.
Yep.
I'm going to have to put you in timeout.
iPhone lock screen method.
Holy moly. So I don't get my mother-in-law. That I'm okay with. But I don't get how my wife can be so deep in her BS. If it were up to me, I would go no contact and leave it at that. But my wife is just glued to her. Yeah. I can't even enjoy our marriage anymore. Wow.
Oh.
It doesn't feel like her and me. It feels like her, me, and her bat crap crazy mother.
I think that if you feel like that, you should tell your wife that.
1,000%, because think about this, like, and again, OP shouldn't have gone along with it, but it's like, OP bought this house he didn't want to because of all of the pressure.
He's feeling pressure.
He's feeling pressure, which is not fair. Shouldn't have feel that pressure. Father-in-law is all right, just a normal person, most of the time fed up with mother-in-law's BS too, but he can't be bothered to actually hold her back. Yeah, bro, he's probably got his hands full just dealing with her.
She seems like a Rottweiler.
Oh my God, yeah.
Biting at the freaking bit.
Yeah, it's all you can do just to not get bit yourself.
Yeah.
You know, let alone help prevent it from biting others.
Oh,
I'm stressed, angry, and really disappointed. Advice, please. And we have an update. But what's our advice?
I think advice is talk to your wife about what you're feeling and that you feel like you're kind of being displaced in your own marriage by her mother.
Yes.
And I think just say that's what you're feeling. Say how you're feeling. See how she responds. If there's no action taken from that, then you might need to have a harder conversation where like, hey, like I still feel like this is not addressed and I don't know if this is a relationship that I want to be. I feel like you can stair step towards leaving the relationship if it continues. But if your wife doesn't make some changes in terms of where her, I guess where her time and affection are, I don't know if this relationship can last.
I agree. I think it's too much, but we got an update. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see if the relationship lasts. So quite a lot happened since yesterday. I stopped answering most comments as I was taking in everyone's advice, thoughts, and experiences. First, some info again. Some people are concerned that dropping off the door would mean she would copy the keys. Not possible, as both the door and locks are replaced with high security keys. I know a locksmith could still duplicate them, but that would take some time. Some are worried about birth control. Don't worry, I can't even think of spicy sleep right now. Oh my goodness.
Wait, what?
I'm guessing like baby trapping. Like is the mother-in-law like, you know, tampering with birth control, like baby, I don't even know, trying to get a grandkid.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past her. She seems
like
crazy.
going into the house and poking holes in the. We've seen this before.
We've seen this
before
happen. We've seen some crazy mother-in-laws, ladies and gentlemen. Concerning security, no, I did not catch my mother-in-law on camera. I installed them in conjunction with changing the doors and locks, and I don't see a point in spending money on more cameras, video doorbells, etc. Some asked if mother-in-law had more children. Nope. Single child. So it's just the wife. I paid the entire $450,000. Oh, okay. My wife didn't pay for the house renovations. Nothing. She bounces from one job to another, trying to find something fitting. This has always been the case. I don't mind supporting her, but I feel a bit leashed off sometimes.
I think we're revealing like more and more problems in this relationship.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that OP, and look, it's totally fine if there's a person in a relationship that wants to, you know, financially provide for their partner as like part of their partnership. Absolutely fine. Great. Mazel tov, more power to you. But I don't know, just like generally like imagining just like all of this weight is on OP and they strong-armed him to buy this house.
Yeah.
Feels so icky.
It feels real. Yeah,
gross.
Dude. I feel like he's being taken advantage of.
So taken advantage of.
And I feel like taking advantage of in union between wife and mom. I feel like wife and mom are like, let's like suck this guy dry and not in the way we want.
I hate it. Oh God. But we have the actual update now. So that was just the background context, okay? I called father-in-law and asked him if he would meet me for coffee because I wanted to talk. Bless him. He did exactly that. We sat down. I asked him to please just listen and not interrupt. I must have talked for close to 2 hours. That man sipped his coffee, listened, sighed, and said the following in short. Mother-in-law's plan was to sell us the house, rebuy it, make us literally homeless so he couldn't say no to her offer, and we would end up living with her and father-in-law.
What?
Oh my God. Father-in-law did try to hold mother-in-law back, but failed. He was extremely upset about the police call, upset about only offering $430K back, and upset in general that she's going this far to shackle her daughter. She says, remember in the beginning, there was the bit about like, oh, she didn't want her daughter away from her. So I think maybe this is one of her like crazy obsessions. Like, my daughter, you're taking her away.
I do not like this at all.
Put her back in her childhood home. Then I'm going to have the home and I'm going to take care of her. Oh, his offer and advice, take mother-in-law's $430K offer. He will set up a legally binding contract under father-in-law and myself, personally, the two of us, and he will give me the $20K plus what I put into renovations, etc., without mother-in-law knowing, and that would bring me close to $500,000.
Okay.
He told me to pack it up and just leave after a stern talk with my wife. He said she won't wake up as long as one of us is in close proximity. Is he saying to divorce his daughter?
I think so. Whoa. Man is giving it to him straight.
My man put the the unobjective. Or
I feel like
objective.
he's just been so beaten down by being married to this crazy woman. He's like, kid, let me tell you to it straight. I've been through this crap for 20 goddamn years.
He doesn't want to see another person go through it. I mean, wow, dude. I mean, salute. He looked sad and upset. We hugged at the end, and he told me not to be too saddened by all of this. Sometimes we need to make hard decisions, and he said I would regret it if I didn't do this. Wow. There was more talk, obviously, but this is the short and interesting part. Back home, I talked with my wife in a more calm tone and manner. She didn't see any evil from her mother, said her mother needs a lot of attention and love like most elderly ladies, and that often she sounds meaner than she actually is, but only wants the best for us. No, she wants the best for her and her own intentions only. Yeah. We argue back and forth. My wife is 100% behind her mother.
Yikes.
There's your answer.
Yep.
There's your answer.
I don't know, dude. This is not a relationship between them. It's like mom and your wife,
right?
And then you over there.
But you want some icing on the cake, Sam?
What's the icing?
She said I should get some therapy to get out of this obsession I have with demonizing her mother.
Oh, please get out of here.
OP needs some therapy.
Ridiculous. That makes me so mad. That makes me mad. Ridiculous.
I stood up and left. Good. I slept at a friend's that night. I offered couples and individual counseling. It was denied. Apparently, I'm the only one that needs special attention, as she called it. And I guess that's exactly what I need. Special attention by myself and for myself.
Amen.
That's right, brother. By the way, if you want to hear some stories of standing up and gosh darn it, living your best life.
We want you to live your best life always.
Always. And, have some fun and laughs while listening. Go to Spotify, Apple, or iHeart Podcast. Search OK Storytime and listen to some amazing content, ladies and gentlemen. But we've got the conclusion to the story.
Let's hit it.
I've already messaged father-in-law. It's not worth it. I think the marriage, not the marriage. The house deal. I was confused at first. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to listen and support someone you don't even know. I might take this homeless opportunity and money to get out a bit, explore, and breathe freely for once.
I mean, I do feel like OP is going to be in a better place. This sounds like a craziness that needs to be avoided and left.
And W father-in-law, dude, he broke OP out of the matrix.
I was not expecting that from father-in-law. Seeing that he's still married to the mother-in-law.
He's like, I might be stuck in this matrix forever, but gosh dang it, if I don't get you out of this matrix myself, if it's the last thing I do.
Yeah, W father-in-law, that's awesome. But that's where this episode ends.
That's it.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.